In the vast, snow-covered peaks of the Himalayas, where the air is thin and the wind howls like ghosts, the legend of the Yeti has been woven into the minds of people for centuries. Known as the abominable snowman, this elusive creature has sparked curiosity, fear, and a sense of wonder in those who dare to venture into the mountains. Its origins are shrouded in mystery, steeped in the folklore of the indigenous peoples living in these rugged lands. The first whispers about the Yeti can be traced back to ancient Tibetan texts and local legends, where it is often described as a guardian of the mountains, a creature both revered and feared. The Sherpas, who have lived in the shadow of the Himalayas for generations, describe the Yeti as a wild man, a creature wandering at high altitudes, leaving huge footprints in the snow. For them, the Yeti is not just a beast. It is a symbol of the untamed wilderness, a reminder of the power and mystery of nature. When explorers began to traverse the dangerous paths of the Himalayas in the 19th and early 20th centuries, stories of the Yeti began to spread beyond the mountains. Adventurers like Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, who famously conquered Mount Everest in 1953, brought back tales of strange sightings and eerie sounds echoing through the valleys. The allure of the Yeti grew, fueled by photographs of large footprints and largely unsuccessful attempts to gather evidence of its existence. These stories captured the world's attention, turning the Yeti into a symbol of the unknown, a creature that evokes both fascination and skepticism. One of the most famous sightings occurred in 1951, when a British expedition led by Eric Shipton discovered a series of gigantic footprints near the Menlung Glacier. These footprints, nearly 32 inches long, sparked a frenzy of speculation. Were they truly the marks of the Yeti, or just the result of an optical illusion or a sophisticated hoax? Shipton's photographs captured the public's imagination, igniting a wave of Yeti fervor that spread across Europe and America. Suddenly, the idea of the Yeti was everywhere, from books and documentaries to Hollywood films, each image adding another layer to the legend. However, the fascination with the Yeti is not limited to the fields of science and exploration. This creature has become a cultural phenomenon, inspiring artists, writers, and filmmakers to explore its legend. In the West, the Yeti is often depicted as a monstrous figure, a terrifying creature lurking in the shadows of the mountains. In contrast, in Tibetan and Sherpa culture, the Yeti is often seen as a guardian, a being that protects the sanctity of the mountains. This contrast reflects the broader human experience with nature, both a source of inspiration and fear. As the legend grew stronger, the influence of the Yeti on personal lives did as well. For some, the pursuit of the Yeti became an obsession, a lifelong quest to uncover the truth behind the legend. Explorers and mysterious zoologists flocked to the Himalayas, equipped with cameras, measuring tools, and a strong belief in the existence of this creature. Among them was a young American named David, who had been captivated by the legend since childhood. Growing up in a small town in the Midwest, he devoured every book and document about the Yeti, his imagination ignited by tales of adventure and exploration. David's journey began in earnest as he set off for Nepal, driven by a desire to experience the majestic beauty of the Himalayas and, if luck smiled upon him, to encounter elusive creatures. He trekked through dense forests and steep mountain passes, his heart racing with excitement at every rustle of leaves or snap of a twig. Each night, he would gather with other hikers around a campfire, sharing stories of their own encounters and legends passed down through generations. The close friendships were evident, fueled by a shared sense of wonder and the thrill of the unknown. Despite the breathtaking beauty of the landscape, David's journey was not without its challenges. The altitude affected his body, and the harsh weather conditions tested his determination. However, with each step, he felt a connection to the land and its stories, a sense of belonging to something greater than himself. It was during one of those nights, under a blanket of stars, that he first encountered the true spirit of the Yeti, not as a creature to be hunted, but as a symbol of the mysteries that life holds. One evening, while camping near a frozen lake, David was awakened by a strange sound. It was a low, rumbling growl, unlike anything he had ever heard before. His heart pounding, he quietly slipped out of the tent, his breath visible in the cold night air. The moonlight cast an ethereal glow over the landscape, highlighting the snow-covered peaks. As he stood there, trying to listen for the source of the sound, he felt a profound sense of awe. In that moment, he understood that the Yeti was not just a creature of flesh and blood. It was a manifestation of humanity's deepest fears and dreams. The next day, David and his team continued their journey, but that experience still haunted his mind. He began to see the Yeti not as a monster to be captured, but as a guardian of the mountains, a spirit embodying the wilderness of nature. This realization changed his perspective, transforming his quest from a conquest into one of respect and reverence. He started to appreciate the stories of the Sherpas, who spoke of the Yeti with a sense of pride, viewing it as part of their heritage and identity. As David's journey unfolded, he met others who shared his newfound understanding. A local Sherpa named Lobsang became his guide, sharing stories about the Yeti that had been passed down through generations. Lobsang spoke of this creature as a guardian of sacred places, an entity that watches over the mountains and the people who dare to traverse them. Together, they explored ancient monasteries and sacred shrines, each site brimming with legends of the Yeti. David realized that the legend spoke not only of the creature, but also of the connection between humanity and nature, the stories that bind us to this land. When the expedition ended, David returned home, forever changed by his experiences. The Yeti had become more than a legend. It had become a symbol of his own journey, a reminder of the importance of respecting the unknown and embracing the mysteries of life. He shared his stories with friends and family, not as a Yeti hunter, but as an advocate for understanding its significance in the cultures of the Himalayas. Many years later, the legend of the Yeti continues to grow, evolving with each new generation. It remains a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the unknown, a reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved. The Yeti, whether real or merely imagined, serves as a bridge between cultures, a symbol of the wilderness that exists both in nature and within ourselves. Ultimately, the existence of the Yeti is not just about a creature lurking in the shadows of the mountains. It is about the stories we tell, the connections we make, and the respect we nurture for the world around us. As long as there are mountains, there will be legends, and as long as there are legends, there will be Yeti, forever wandering the peaks, a guardian of the untamed wilderness.